Hey guys, it is me, Phoenix. Look at that. I'm here to do a general read to see what your energy is. This is the second time these cards flew out like this. So it's time for me to take this. We are going to do a situation, a love situation, to see it is hot or cold in the situation that you've been in. But there is some type of cleanup that's going on. Don't bother my nails. Don't look at them. I will have them done next week. I tried my press-ons. My niece is available next week. There you have it. Cleaning up life, making healthy choices, cutting out the negativity. So you have been cutting out the negativity when it comes to the love situation because at some point you were being strung along in a hot or cold situation that may have made you feel some type of way. Of course, I'll take this because it's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I didn't shuffle these cards. That was in my last read. So, hot or cold, you felt like a fool. We'll go ahead and shuffle these when we get to that point. But the card of stringing along is here. We see apology here. We see divorce. So that tells me that you walked away. You learned the lesson that the universe was trying to teach you, and all around them. Can't escape connections, telepathic experiences. Your love haunts them. So somebody feels trapped and they want to apologize because what lies beneath this being strung along is you. And you were at one point maybe a fool, or they felt like a fool. Um, Divorce is here twice. So you walked away, falling apart, pregnancy test, and doing drugs. So this is toxic energies. When it comes to dealing with certain situations, this could be you falling apart or somebody falling apart, and the pregnancy part is a rebirth. It says unsure, pregnancy scare, positive, negative, and doing drugs addiction. So maybe it could be you take what resonates. I'm not going to put that in the air because, again, manifestation is there. Fake apology. Now, is this going to be a fake apology? You need to check yourself, is what the universe is saying. You've cleaned up the mess of somebody else and somebody else's brokenness, and that's why we use the broken mirror deck. And they feel trapped. They can't get away from you. You're all in their head. They're realizing that what you had to offer wasn't as bad as the toxicity that they're dealing with now, and so therefore, yeah, dealing with toxic people will make you have to reflect. Bad addictions, bad advice, and wrong crowds. Being around the wrong crowds, it could have been some type of energy, but there was a rebirth or somebody looking at things in a new light, which to me is the pregnancy scare, a pregnancy test. Stubborn. Somebody was stubborn. They were hot and cold, and you're just trying to figure out if this will be a fake apology moving forward. Bossy, selfish, and inflexible. If it'll be a fake apology, and so the contemplation is there with you, unsure choices and decisions. You have a decision to make, but again, remember the universe is telling you to check yourself before you wreck yourself, which you have done in the past, cleaning up life again, making healthy choices, and cutting out the negativity. And again, underneath the bottom of the deck is check yourself. The full energy came out. Yeah, you or the person that in the love situation have been dealing with toxic energies again. So now they feel trapped and they are going to come apologize. Men in relationships rebuilding because they realize everything that was around them um, everything that's around them is toxic, and they can't get you out of their head because they realize that you're not toxic. My pretty is in the background on the other side of the room, so if you hear her, that is what you hear. So yeah, that is kind of how I see that energy. I can't remember the name of this card, but reliable. You're going to ask yourself expectations, good news, and trust. Is this person reliable? Do you consider this person a friend? Are they harmonious and do they respect you? And so that's why you're questioning the fake apology because they had at some point some toxic type of toxic energies, and they always camouflage certain situations in the jealous dark energy of them not being able to trust you when in actuality they trusted the toxic people more than they trusted you. And so now you have to make the decision and to see if this person is reliable enough to go back into something with, because again at one point they strung you along. And so that's kind of how I see that. The card that came over is solitude, card number 9, which is the hermit energy. What we do, we meditate on things. When we start to feel some way, we go into hermit mode, and that is when we start to really question what it is. The growth, fertility is here, prosperity begins when we get out of that part of understanding that we can't put trust in a person, place, thing, or situation, but in spirituality, spiritual strength, you have to be able to lift yourself up by believing in the things that you want. And that is how I see that energy. You are really basically in a point to where you're just, um, 9 of Swords. energy, like you have to take a stand. You know what I mean? Like this is something that you need to do. It's like it's causing you depression and things like that. But your spiritual gifts and the way that you are able to support yourself emotionally, physically, and mentally and spiritually, you're coming and you're unlearning to relearn. And the prosperity begins when you get to that point. So this is like the Ace of Pentacles energy of you understanding that, you know, new opportunities and being able to manifest abundance happens when you get on the other side of understanding why you were, you're just a fool. You know you in love, what you say. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of how I see that. Underneath there is spiritual strength. So again, hermit energy, unlearning to relearn. You have to unlearn to relearn basically where you are when it comes to having the ability to look at things and go within and to realize what toxicity is around you, but also, again, back to the pregnancy, have some type of growth. This is, you know, the Empress energy, being able to create. You know, this is, you know, in your heart chakra, understanding where you are, understanding what felt, what made you fall apart, but learning pregnancy tests about why you walked away. Divorce comes out twice, and also you know, building a firm foundation, which is you understanding that, you know, you have to be reckoned, you're going to be recognized for you having to walk away from certain situations. And so at some point, you know, when it comes to your strength and the way that you're doing things, look, I was shuffling, justice comes out. Well, I guess I'll put it here. Yeah, consequences of your actions. So you have the fool, you know, you have to learn. That's why the universe, I mean, that's why the Monopoly game tells you 10 of Pentacles energy, 10 years. And this came out of my last read, 10 years, that it took for you to learn how to really just trust in yourself and not trust in another person or a situation. You have to trust in yourself in order for you to be able to um, have prosperity and be able to bring and recognize your strengths. You know, no matter what you're around, who you're around, you're never going to be strong alone, or you're not going to be in a toxic environment, and you're only going to deal with reliable people moving forward. So unsure energy of the Nine of Wands, setting boundaries. You were unsure how to set boundaries, but once you start learning to set boundaries, you become the Knight of Swords energy. Be tough, be ambitious, know what you want, go after it in a single-minded determination. And that is where the prosperity begins, where you have energies of wand energy, you know, the Four of Wands energy, being able to have some type of home and celebrate, and also understanding that recognizing the things that you need is causing you more growth than anything in the world, you know. So this is the firm foundations, and you know, being prosperous is where you are when it comes to this energy. So you have to be the one to understand why you have to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses, you know. So that is kind of how I see that energy. But being around toxic people and toxic energies is really hard because you always get to a point to where you start to overthink and you start to feel like you're not enough. But then when you remove your energy from other people and you start to grow, yeah, the Hermit energy comes out twice in the World card. There is a completion here. Hold on, let me get the Hermit card. There is a completion here. It fell on the ground, and you have to recognize your strength. So there you have it. This is how you learn to recognize your strength. And that's where the completion is. And Hermit energy is where you have to go into solitude to be able to recognize your strength. And this is how it came out. And there will be completion once you're, it says, a messenger of impulse and opportunity. So the opportunities come when, and prosperity comes when you actually learn to recognize your strengths. And that is underneath, by the bottom of the deck. Yes, starting stable avenue is the Ace of Pentacles energy. Back to where we are with where's it at? Do 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 do. Here. No, not here. Do 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 do. Where's that? Oh, right here. Ace of Pentacles type energy is the prosperity begins. You're starting over. Ace of Pentacles, you're understanding where your abundance lies. You're understanding the financial opportunities and what you're able to manifest. And so starting over stable with a firm foundation, and also recognizing your rewards and recognizing your strengths of what you're able to do, because at some point you were falling apart by being strong alone. And that's the lesson that you have to learn when you walk away from certain situations, and you know, you feel, because you feel trapped and you're expecting an apology. You know, you're going, the apology that you're gonna receive is by you understanding that nobody is going to apologize the way that you want them to. And the toxicity, they have to realize that they're never going to be able to get you out of their head because of the fact that you were too good to them. And so that's why the universe is like, the spiritual unlearning to relearn, is checking yourself and contemplating on how somebody is talking about you or how somebody's dark energy is, has nothing to do with you. That has to do with them. So the energy is to clean up your mess and check yourself. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take all of these down, and then I'm going to pull underneath the bottom of the deck so you guys can see what I'm looking at, because this just tells me where you are in the situation at hand. This is how I kind of always clean up my desk, but this is where you are in the situation at hand. You're understanding, oh, that goes here. You're understanding what it's like to be around toxic people, and to understand that, the toxicity uh, it's always hot or cold energy. It's always going to be strung along. It's never going to be to a situation or to a point that you are going to be able to forgive, to understand why a person, place, thing, or a situation has kept you feeling some type of way. So going into solitude is where you are, but people have to be able to respect and to know. You have to be able to know who your friends are and be able to recognize your strengths, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and pull what you're going to do here, starting off stable. And then here it is, finding where the prosperity lies at, where it begins. Also, where is that? This is here contemplating what it is to do, but the fake apologies coming with you checking yourself before you wrecking yourself, because again, you have to be able to be the one to know that gossip and toxic energy always comes in a form of um to get you to string you along, to get you to where they're stringing you along. And I think, I put the string along up there. So the universe is saying to clean up your mess. I put the string along up there, but the hot or cold energy is basically where you are, and what you have to learn from that string along hot or cold energy is so that you can keep doubting yourself and not understanding and contemplating if you should move on, or if this is right for you, and if these people are really friends. Those are what you question. But once you recognize your strengths and understand that the spiritual strength is where you need to build and grow and to set boundaries, you have to understand that it's always going to be toxic people. There's always going to be negative people. There's always going to be somebody talking about you, and there's always going to be somebody lying to you. But the universe is saying, check yourself and stop contemplating on the negative. Start being positive and understanding that if somebody is really your friend, they're going to love you, be in harmony with you, and respect your wishes and everything that they want. And that's a part of you recognizing your strength. And every time you have to start over, you're not starting over stable, because you never really get the lesson until you get to a point to where you're okay with a divorce, you're okay with walking away, you're okay with quitting, you're okay with speaking your mind, you're okay with moving forward without this person, place, thing, or situation. And that is when you stop contemplating, is when your strength and everything starts to start over, and you start really holding up um, holding up and building a firm foundation, which is right here. You start building a firm foundation when you recognize your strengths and everything that you bring to the table to these toxic people, if that makes sense. And so that's kind of how I see this energy. It's not easy, but at the same time, you have to be able to be the one. Yeah, it says ghost here. Bottom of the deck is, yeah, this is crypto. So you have to be able to invest in yourself. Too many cats, and stop. It's not always about, the cats are to keep you company because you're so used to the toxicity. So too many cats could be too many people around you, that might be making you feel a certain way, but you have to go within and understand that, this is causing you to feel sick. This energy is causing you to want to have to ghost everybody, which is why we go into hermit mode. It's causing you to have to travel to get out of the way, causing you to understand and recognize that this energy is cult like energy, meaning it's toxic. And everybody that they're around, they basically are doing the things that they should not be doing, and it's toxic. It's toxic to you, and it's causing you to be sick. So you have to be the one to get out of this situation. You have to be the one to move forward, to say, okay, enough is enough. It's time for me to get myself together and go from there. If that makes sense. So that's kind of how I see that energy. I'm going to pull from um what is this? What is this called? The Oh, I can't see. Everyday Tarot. I think it's the Everyday Witches Tarot, to see where you are. Okay, so the card came out unsure of the Three of Swords. Yeah, it's okay to cry. You're unsure of what to do. You're unsure of the heartbreak. You're unsure of your emotions. You're unsure of your feelings when it comes to how you have to clean up from other people's mess. And other people's mess only comes with you having to stop opening the door to other people's mess and stop, playing the role of I can help heal and I can do these things, the hot or cold, because it's bullshit when you see it, but you just don't really want to say what it is. And again, back to the Empress energy, you have to create the environment, mothering energy. You have to create the environment that you want. And that's where the pregnancy came out, is creating a new world to be able to have that your cup and eat it too. Two of Swords energy, yeah. It says indecisive witch. It says Two of Swords. It says wake up. Wake up. What is it that you really truly want? You have to make a decision. And then it says the Empress, there is beauty to be found in every experience. So you have to be able to see what it is that's causing you to feel sick, to feel like, oh, okay, I got to clean up this mess, and why the people that are around you are making you feel this way. Queen of Pentacles. Now, back when JDS Tarot was doing all reads, because I'm going to say that because I went on his channel a couple of times and he's only doing, I think, like 3 zodiac signs and like maybe a person, like it, I'm recording pretty. Hey, I'm recording. She's singing All I Want for Christmas. JDS Tarot once had said that, the Queen of Pentacles can be toxic to herself when she's not grounded. And so it says the Queen of Pentacles here, the witch is in, and it says there's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. So when you realize your strength and you understand that you're starting over, your spiritual strength and you being able to have any type of financial endeavors that you want comes without you contemplating the toxicity and the people and checking yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And so at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords energy. Look at you. It says you're bursting with sparkling new ideas. And that's where the financial aspects of Seven of Cups underneath here. Not every great option you're given will be great. Will be a great option for you. So again, not everybody that comes into your life is going to be the best option for you. You have to be able to weed out the negative, the old, the fake, and the real from the fake. That's what they say, weed out the real and the fake. But you have to be able to make those decisions to be able to start over stable and build a foundation, and to know that anybody that is trying to string you along, or that has a hot or cold mentality, is toxic. Checking yourself and cleaning up the nasty mess of from the past. And so moving forward, it's not going to be that, but it's not going to always be glitz and glamour. You have to be able to choose exactly what it is. Again, not every great option you're given will be a great option for you. So you have to be able to understand that everything that's in front of you, all that glitter isn't gold. And that's how I kind of see that. And too many cats could be a burden. It could be more of a burden than anything else. Too many cats can be a burden because, or too many people around you can be a burden because now you're juggling all these different energies. You're juggling the addictions. You're juggling the people that are maybe jealous, that may camouflage who they really are, who makes you sick, who is like an addiction, who might, create new drama. And again, creation, when it comes to, you know, the Empress energy comes out twice or 3 times, which is pregnancies, things like that. It brings in bad company. You know how your parents used to say, don't let the kids use the broom because it sweeps up bad company? You don't want that bad company. You want everybody to enter your threshold to be positive and not to be negative. So that's too many cats or too many people around you, or too many, what is it, too many something in the flame, too many, I forget what that is, what that saying is. But I think that was a really good reading. I'm going to go ahead and pull from the crystal deck. If you want to know my perspective of the crystal deck, you can click the link above. um yeah, so the blue turquoise comes out, and then I'll pull from the Four Agreements. Yeah, if you want to know my perspective of the Four Agreements and the crystal deck, click the links up above at the end of the video. The card that comes over from the Four Agreements, oh, also in the Four Agreements, is always do your best. Take action on your ideas, no one else's, nobody else's feelings. Check yourself. Understand that you have the power to have anything that you want. And that is where it says there's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. There's no need to sacrifice for a person, place, thing, or a situation. The only thing that you can understand is that you can have it all. Doing your best means to take action. You have many, hey, it says doing your best means to take action. You have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon any, and excuse me, but without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no rewards. So again, it's about your rewards and understanding what you have the possibilities of having. You can have it all, but you have to be able to know that the ideas in your head will not manifest. And if you don't say what it is that you really want, it won't manifest. It'll keep living over and taking, again, the round and around of the wheel of fortune, going with the flow and keep taking and helping everybody else. But this is the blue turquoise, and maybe this is why it came out. Throat and third eye chakra. It says communicating, releasing, and healing. Again, walking away from the toxicity, cleaning it all up. That's what this read is about. Communicating, releasing, and healing. Saying what you want, and meaning what you say. And it says, I speak my truth with ease. Everything that you know that you're saying is not going to be said out of anger or out of envy or out of jealousy. It's out of love. And so if people don't understand that and they keep giving you that string along how to code energy, you have to understand it's too many irons in a fire. I think that's what it's called. Too many irons in a fire. But you have to understand that it's not going to end well, and you're going to keep starting over until you learn this lesson. That's how the universe works. You have to keep learning the same lesson over and over again until you get to a point to where you're just tired of it. And this time you're going to recognize your strength, and then you're going to have this foundation, which is right here, right? Understanding that you can have it all. You're going to go into solitude. It's going to be the same thing this time, but you're going to understand how to create a firm foundation and recognize what that you can have it all. And that's where the prosperity begins. And so that's you recognizing your strength and starting over every time, but this time starting over and understanding that too many irons in the fire and too many people around you, the toxic energies can string you along, but you have to be able to clean up that mess. So let's let this old energy go. I now let go of worn out conditions of lack, doubt, hate, negativity, procrastination, stagnation, sadness, generational curses, debt, bad energies, heartbreak, bad health, and addictions. Remember, addictions can be to a person, place, thing, or a situation. Love you guys.